Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're so excited to have you join us for the first, Kelly, you're first out of the gate, the first interview for our fabulous instructors for the new Secret Garden retreat coming up on May 4th. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you so much for having me. I didn't know I was the first one out the gate.
Yes, yay!
Exciting.
So we talked a little bit in the quote unquote green room, and we were chuckling a little bit because we always ask Kelly to introduce herself, and she's like nothing's changed. I'm still Kelly Taylor. Like
I'm like, I'm still married to the same person. I still have the same amount of kids and the same amount of dogs, and Lord have they're gonna get so sick of hearing about me.
And I told her, so everybody out there, show some love, because I told her we never get tired of hearing about Kelly Taylor and seeing Kelly Taylor and crafting with Kelly Taylor. Like, we need Kelly Taylor vision, like where we can just craft with you all day long, because it would be just fabulous. So.
You know, maybe I just need to have like an open link where people can just like pop in the craft room when I'm working and
They'll
be like,
definitely
hey,
see it
girl,
real.
hey.
They'll definitely see it real in there. There you go. Everybody, love the curls. I said the same thing, Linda. Like
Thank
the curls,
you.
love. And Terry says thank you about teaching us about coloring.
They're God-given with a little help from a curling iron. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see pictures of my little jelly bean, and her hair is just as curly. But it's like those unadulterated curls, so they're still real soft, and yeah.
Hopefully
It's
it
pretty.
sticks. That'll be cute. When she gets older, it'll be nice, you know?
Yeah. Well, plus we didn't know because Caitlin's mixed. My husband's black.
Yep.
So we had no idea, like, you know, out of the genetics grab bag, like what you're gonna get. Shockingly, I thought like she would favor Eric more, which in her face she does. But she did get my sad little lips. My husband has like these big, full, beautiful lips. Caitlin's got like these sad little lips. And then she got my curly hair. We'll see if her texture changed as she gets older, but right now it's nice and curly and it's real soft. So
well, you're beautiful. I know we all have those things though that we're like, okay, I'm gonna hide this part of who I, you know, if I could change this, there's always something on our list that we're like we'd fix. Like crafting. There's always something
like,
on a card
out of all the features that she could have got, like I have no lips. My husband has beautiful full lips. Like you couldn't have, dude, just like picked one to the left and you could have had that.
It's like a game of Scrabble. You shake it up, you pick a tile. That's what it is.
Yeah. My son did not get my lips. He got my eye color.
Nice.
Yeah. So he has big, beautiful, full lips and blue eyes. My daughter, dark hair, dark eyes, thin lips.
Well, you're all beautiful. So it's good.
You're lovely.
Now, a little bit. So again, like your crafting history hasn't changed obviously either, but a little bit about your crafting history in case we have some new folks with us today.
In case for the new people. So always been crafty in various crafts, cross stitching and Oh, I mean, just always like to make art. I started as a scrapbooker, and I did that mostly through high school into college. And then in my mid 20s, I found Jennifer McGuire's Thinking Inking series. And that was like right when distress inks were first being introduced onto the market. Um, Perfect pearls were a big thing back then.
Yeah.
So was lots of layering and matting. Like, here was your picture and you put a blue mat behind it, and then you put a black mat behind it, and then you put a white mat behind it.
Your
And then you
mat's
put just like then you put like a yellow, but a mat behind it, but like at a diagonal. So it wasn't a full mat. It was just a corner mat. Lots of mat.
like this thick in your
Lots
book.
of mat.
You got like
Yeah.
75 mats.
And like back then, dyes weren't a thing either. Like dyes
Ooh.
were not really, there was no coordinating dyes. That was
Scissors.
not.
The scissors. We had the scissors.
Yeah, that's why when people are
Rulers?
like, "Oh, fussy cutting, I hate fussy cutting," and I'm like, that's all I had. And then of course you had like the decal edge scissors, the wavy line scissors. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found her Thinking Inking series, and then so I tried card making. Um, and originally I wasn't a stamper. I made cards with my Cricut. Like that was the only die cutting that was out there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like where you could use the internet. It was the cartridges.
Yes. They had the 6-inch little thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to put the card like an original Nintendo.
Yes.
You blew and then you put the thing in. So I was a Cricut card maker, and then Jennifer did a video. This is a long time ago. Lawn Fawn had a stamp set that was called like Just a Note or something like that, and it had the typewriter in it. And it was super cute, and those were the first clear stamps I ever saw.
Oh, wow.
Ever. So then I started picking up stamps, and like most people, I went through the growing pains of not knowing the difference between a quality photopolymer stamp and an acrylic stamp. And so like I was like, oh, this stamp is $1 and this stamp is this, and I'll buy these. And I might as well lit my dollar on fire because they were so. And then you're a new crafter, so you don't know it's not you. You don't know that it's the quality of the stamp that you're using. So eventually, just through like, how you do on your art journey, trying new things, and I learned the difference between what a good stamp is and a bad stamp is, and started card making. I did challenges forever. Then I started card making on design teams, and then I started card making as hired help as a job in addition to my full-time job. And then last year, what year is it? 24?
24 now.
So in 2021, nope, 22, I quit my full-time job, and now this is my full-time job.
Yeah. Which we get more Kelly Taylor, so that's good. That's perfect.
Correct. Yeah, you get all that you can stand anyway.
We will always want more. You always leave us wanting more. So we'll Now you talked about like beginning and not knowing like quality of things and not really knowing as a crafter. What do you think is great about, because you've been with us before for retreats. What do you think is great for beginners or somebody that's never taken one of these retreats?
So I think that the nice thing here is, and it's the same thing that like the same way I feel about the artist markers. So if you're new and you don't know, like Altenew really does set you up for success. It sets you up like in a class like this with a kit of items that will work together. So you don't have to figure out, oh, this flower isn't going to go with this stencil, isn't going to go with, maybe this type of paper. Like they set you up for success. And I feel the same way about the artist markers, because there's 4 color blends. You don't have to guess. You can very clearly see that there's, a light, two midtones, and a dark. So they are very good with being kind of that stepping stone, that helping hand, for you to try to figure out what your own style is, while not being so discouraged because you can't figure out what works together. Like, for example, this is a story time example. Okay.
Yay!
So my son is 10. My son has next to no tenacity, which is mind blowing to me because I am like a dog with a bone. Like, I will figure it out. So, but everybody's built differently. So he has been into, actually, this is funny. So I let him try the Altenew acrylic markers. Okay, the paint markers. They're not in the kit, but they're lovely. Check them out. I love them.
Yes.
And so I was like, hey, we've been trying to cut down on our screen time. Like, maybe this is something that you would like to do. And so I brought him some black cardstock because it's always more fun to draw, to have the bright colors on the black cardstock. And so me and him and my daughter, even though she's only 2, like, we sat around at the table and colored. And so he was really into them. So he was like, yeah, I would like more paint markers. Altenew markers don't have to be primed. You can use them right out of the case. But when you buy different brands, typically they do have to be primed. You kind of have to pump them in order to get the ink to flow. So he was drawing with the new ones, because I love them and I'm willing to share my supplies with them. But those are my, like, I had to buy him his own, y'all, because I didn't want to give him my Altenew markers. Okay. Like,
So with you on that. I have a niece and she gets my extras, but she doesn't get my only.
right, exactly. So I'm like, you can't just be using up all my ink, man. So so he's like priming them, and I told him, I was like, you kind of have to pump them a few times. And he was like, that's not working. And I was like, well, sometimes if you just hold them for a second, that will help the ink flow a little faster. Well, he got sidetracked, and then before he knew it, there was like a puddle of ink. And it's happened to all of us.
Yes.
It certainly has. And but he was doing it on the piece he was drawing on.
Oh no.
Rookie mistake.
Yep.
Happens to the best of us. And so he was like, I'm just going to throw it away. Everything I do has problems. And I'm like, okay, before we pull out the fainting couch, let's see if we can fix it. Okay. So I told him, I was like, let me see it. So I didn't like put any more pressure on it. I took what was in the puddle and then I dragged it around the letter he was trying to draw. Okay. And he's like, but the end is still too big. Like, the end is still too big. And I was like, okay, if you want him to be even, make the other end of the C bigger. He's like, but then the whole letter's too big. I said, then make the N bigger. And he was like, I'm like, Nathan, the most important thing is that you just try again.
Yeah.
You just try again. Like, this painting is not going to be the make and break it of your artistic life unless you give it that much power.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to fail, to try to fix it, and to try it again. That's life.
I was gonna say it's a good life lesson as well as a good crafty. Like, it's a double meaning there.
Yeah. So I said, and at the end of the day, if you've tried everything that you can try and you're still like, I don't like this, great, then pitch it. But you'll learn 3, 4, 5 lessons in the trying before it makes it to the trash. So yeah, like, just when it comes to things like Altenew is helpful in the trying.
Yeah.
Kits like this, because they set you up for success. They set you up to be, to not have to figure out all those things, to help you figure out your style. Yes, because we're going to walk you through how we will use them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when the class is over and you've seen the abundance of ways that you can use these products, maybe you take something from Jennifer's class and combine it with something from my class and combine it with something from Laura's class. And now you've got a whole different technique or card or look or feel or whatever from just combining the different things. So I just think that they help you. I just think they set you up for success. That was a
And
really long answer to your question,
that's
Bridget.
okay. That's okay. And the thing is too, is like you mentioned, you get to see you guys give fabulous instruction. So as well, if it's for the beginner, Altenew has started this amazing kit, and then you guys give amazing instruction. So it's step by step. So even if you're like my mom, who has never crafted like this, like making cards, she could come in, follow the directions, and make the card. Like that's the great thing, is if you are a beginner, you have that to rely on. You have beautiful PDFs. You get to keep the videos forever. And that is something we are unique in this industry. Our classes are forever. They're yours. You own them. You get to watch them whenever. They don't expire. You can always go back. Kelly has ones from, oh gosh, like 2017, 18, maybe.
If
And also
you're new here, though, they're under my old last name.
yes. Yeah. So
Just FYI.
if you're a super
Yep.
Kelly fan, you know that the classes are under Kelly Latavola. So,
Yes.
but yeah, so those are still there. You can still go back and watch her amazing classes from all those years ago. And it's the same with the retreat. You get to watch it forever. And somebody said the kit looks fabulous. The kit does look fabulous. What do
There was
you
there was a lady that I met, like I was teaching face to face, and she was really very sweet, and we were going through our make and takes and the whole thing, and she was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen anything by you before. And I was like, that's okay, like everybody has different things that they're into. Like, my feelings aren't hurt. I'm not, it's all right. And the girl next to her, she was like, I really can't believe you've never seen any of her videos. And she was like, no. And I said, well, my name used to be, because obviously it said Kelly Taylor on my name tag. And I was like, it used to be Kelly Latavola. And she like stopped dead. And she was like, oh my God, you're Kelly Latavola? And I was like, yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you. Like, it was almost like embarrassing. But people don't, like, there was when I changed my name because I got married. And it's happened to other people too. Like Nicole, she used to be Megoric and now she's Spore. She's been Spore for years. But there are still some people who just remember that because that's how they originally were introduced to her. But no, Taylor now, forever. Whether he wants, if he decides he's going to try to get rid of me, I'm keeping it.
Nobody would try to get rid of you. You're fabulous. So
I don't know. I don't think maybe you should have more conversations with my husband. He might.
that would
He
be
thinks I'm sassy.
It would be a lot of fun. It would, yeah. Well, maybe that's why I love you so much, because you are sassy. We both adore coffee and tea. We're a little snarky. So I think it's just, I think I seem,
I feel like we're a good time, Bridget.
Yes.
Right?
We're together. We're
like
fun, man. Yeah, and you get fun. So the other thing you get is it's a super cool vibe. I'll let Kelly talk more about it. Like, what do you feel about the vibe during the day at these retreats?
I like my favorite part. Obviously there's always like the business end of things. You know what I mean? There just is. It's a business. It's necessary. But my favorite part is the interaction. Yeah. So is getting to teach live, answer questions real time, to be able to help you kind of navigate any of the pitfalls you're having yourself. So that's the best. That is the best. And, because we can't all, especially somebody like me who I have pretty severe travel anxiety. Bridget and I were just talking about this. So I can't always go places. Plus I have 2 small kids. So traveling is challenging anyway, even when I can get the nerve to go do it. But doing the virtual retreats allows us to have that interaction um, to learn together and have you real time ask questions. And it allows me to interact with you guys, which I love. I love.
And I think it's great too because we get to see your process. So there's a plan. I mean, there's a PDF, there are photos, there's a plan.
Yes.
But things happen, as all crafters know. Things happen. You drop your ink pad in the middle. You may, put something down in the wrong place. And it's great because crafters get to see how you guys fix that. And that's not
Yes.
always something that, because like videos, they're edited. I mean, they're edited. Like, I was talking to JC the other day. He said some cards take me like 3 days, and he's like, it's like a 7-minute video. So people think I did like 7 minutes
Right.
for this one card, and no, it was like days. So that's the great thing is you get to see the process you guys kind of go through and how you fix
So
it.
my videos, like on my personal channel, my videos are edited for time.
Yeah.
But if I make a mistake, I leave it in.
I personally do too, and I show how I fix it because
Exactly.
I always wonder
Exactly.
what happens, like, how do you fix that? So I'm curious to know how other people fix it, so I leave it as well.
Right, because we all end up in situations like people joke on my channel, like everything. Oh, look it. See,
They're right there. It's just a perfect
Kelly has
time.
a fix for everything. Everything is fixable. Like everything is fixable. We're gonna
Yeah.
make it through. And that might mean that my video is maybe 10 minutes longer than it would have been.
Yeah.
But that's okay because when you have that problem, you're gonna see, or a similar problem, you're gonna see, okay, maybe I can try what she tried. Or what she tried didn't work, but this is pretty similar. Maybe let me try this.
And that's the thing is the information's priceless. So if it is an extra 5-10 minutes, but that may save somebody's card and time and everything later. So it's so worth it.
Right.
Okay. Karina says, I thought I was the only one who took days to make a card. Oh no. Welcome to the club. Yep, come on in.
It takes us all.
It's a village to make a card. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are sometimes even where, like, obviously I do this for a living. This is my full-time job. This is how I put food in my kids' mouths. And there will still be sometimes where I will take a picture of something and send it to a crafty friend that I trust. Like, girl, do this look a little off. Can you help me?
Or what's missing? There's something missing. I just don't know what it is.
Right.
Yes. We had somebody ask, so the retreats, let's give the workflow here. It is a 12-hour retreat. Within there, you have 6 classes with our 6 amazing instructors that are about 90 minutes long. Sometimes they creep a little over. Usually there's some Q&A with some of the leadership team from Altenew in between, or activities. We also have a lunch break built in now, which is super duper nice. But the classes are live. So everyone, when you come in, because there's close to 400 people, a lot of times we like to have everybody on mute. So we ask that you pop questions in the chat. But myself or Amy will be there to read the questions to the instructor so the instructor can answer it. So if you're struggling with the card at that time, you can say, hey, Kelly, I read the instructions. I don't understand this one piece. And she can explain it a couple different ways to, hopefully help it make sense. Or you want to know, does Kelly like avocados? Like, you can ask Kelly, do you like avocados? No, she does not. So you can save that question now. She does not like avocados, but it gives a chance for you to interact one-on-one with the instructors. And then we upload all of those live recordings and they stay in your Altenew Academy forever. So you have the PDFs. So you could go 20 years from now, you could go back and watch Kelly's class once it's live. Now, the videos will not be there until after the event because the event does occur live. So the videos will not be there before, but closer to the event, you'll start getting PDFs, the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is fun. I mean, people start creating with the kit the second they get it, and we have unboxings and demos, and it's just a great place if you have questions. If you're having trouble layering something, it's a great place and a great resource. So hopefully I explained that well, but the classes are live. That was the original question, and I stretched it out a little bit.
please don't feel like you're going to be a burden by asking questions. We want you to ask questions.
Yeah.
I want you to walk away from my class feeling successful. So you're not a burden. Ask the questions. That's literally what we're here for.
And
Because
it
if
makes the
you're
day.
you're here to learn, I'm here to teach.
Yeah.
You can't learn if you don't have your questions answered.
And it makes it so much better. It's awesome when we have those questions pop up. Sometimes, if there aren't questions because the instructors put those instructions perfectly and you guys are good, sometimes the instructors will ask you a question like, what's your favorite thing, stamps or dies? Or, it just depends on the day and the amount of questions that we are getting. Good. We want the not shy. We want those questions. We love that. So if you don't have Facebook, you still have access to everything through Altenew Academy. And you do log on to Altenew Academy through altenew.com. There's a head and shoulders, not knees and toes, head and shoulders. And you click on that. And right below where you log in, you'll see Altenew Academy. You click on there, you go in, and that's where you'll find your secret garden. So you do not have to have Facebook. The Facebook group is fun. That's where the demos and stuff will occur. I know some people in the past, depending on your comfort level, have created like a, what did they call it? They called it Retreat Facebook. That was their first name was Retreat and their last name was like Facebook or something. And they do it just for the events that they go to. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to have Facebook. You can just do everything through Altenew Academy as well. Oh, that's good, Jenna. She said she loves the retreats. She's lost count of how many she has done. No, you did. The last one you did, I always get it mixed up, but I call it the cozy comfort. I think that's right. Or comfort cozy. I switched the words.
I think it's cozy comfort.
I think it's cozy. I think I did it right finally. How do you feel this one's different from that?
So let me okay. Spring is my favorite season. Okay. It is my favorite. Not that I don't love, like, I feel like the holiday cards, those like the more winter seasonal cards are fun. We play with a lot of glitters. You know what I mean? That's like really, if you want to get kind of over the top with your decor, holidays is the time to do it, right? But spring is my favorite. Spring's my favorite. And in fact, even when when Aram invited me to do the cozy comfort class, she very sweetly, very kind. I love her. She was like, I know that it's not your normal style. So if you don't want to do it, I understand. And I was like, no. I can, girl, have a little faith in me. Like, I can do it. Okay. And, so, and it was, we did the mountains, we did the trifold card. Like that was super fun. But flowers is my jam. Flowers is my jam. So I am very excited to see some florals in this kit. Because they just make me happy. Flowers are the most versatile images. Fight me. I mean, seriously, you could use them for anything. Yep, you need a sympathy card, put a floral on it. You need a retirement card, smack a floral on it. You need a, hey, I just thought of you because I think you're pretty and you're my friend and I miss you card, put a floral on it. Like, I don't care. They are the most versatile. They're the best. So yeah, that's what's different.
I struggle with geometrics, so I'm a flower girl too. Flowers for any. I can't think of an occasion that flowers don't work for. You just change your colors to suit the occasion, and you're exactly so good to go.
You need like a subdued sympathy card. Stamp it in white, heat emboss it on colored cardstock. Ta-da! Sympathy.
And quick, very quick, You can do the outline too. You just outline on the card, sentiment. You're out.
Great. Not every card has to take 600 years.
No, those ones, they have their place, but yeah, so where do you live? Do you live because you do a lot of one layered cards. So do you live in the neighborhood of I love the quick, clean, and simple cards. Thank you, Lori Willison, for that phrase. And or do you live in the I like to stretch it out and really be involved in one project? Or are you in the middle?
I don't know where I live. I'm a gypsy. I'm a
I
vagabond. Um because here's the thing. I love a clean and simple card. Like I love a clean and simple card. And my style still lends itself to a clean and simple. But now, like with the trends that are happening, there's more dies, more 3D embossing folders, more detailed dies. There's just which really lends itself more towards kind of what we're seeing now is more of like kind of a vintage vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you have the multiple layers. I'm not a layered girl for the most part, but I am finding that there are ways that I can enjoy that as well without it being over. Because, like, I don't know, 10 year. I'm going to age myself, Bridget. 10 years ago?
we
10
don't do
years ago
math
was
here.
2014. Now, like 15 years ago. Like we had this vintage distressed vibe. Everything had brown edges. We
Yeah.
were tearing paper and sanding it off. And like that was never the look for this girl.
Yeah.
Like I could look at other people's projects and be like, oh my gosh, that's stunning. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I tried to make it and it looked like I just glued everything on my desk onto one piece of paper.
I'm
And
with
then I
you.
put brown on it. And I was like, put a sentiment on it. So, but now there's kind of like this more modern vintage where it's a little bit more, it is a little cleaner.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere in between right now in this part of my art journey. I still love a scene card. Nothing will break my love of a scene card.
Yeah.
Like I love a one layer masking something from nothing scene card. That just it has my heart.
Yes.
Those are more time consuming.
Yeah.
They are. I almost feel there's like, and I've talked about this with other crafters who do this, you know, for a living. Like I almost feel like if I make a simple card that it's not even worth making a video about. Which should not be that way.
No, because we want to see your simple cards too. And that's where some folks live. So additional
Right,
inspiration is
exactly.
good. So yeah. Yeah.
So it's a hard balance to find. So I am somewhere in between. If left to my own devices, I will almost always lean more towards a clean and simple card. If I have new products to play with, I may venture into a clean and layered.
Yeah.
But they all take me a long time. I'm a colorist. Coloring takes a long time.
Yeah. But do you still find doing this as a job, do you still find it soothing when you're working on projects like this?
Yes. So, but mine is different. So you have some people who work they do this full time and they're a full-time employee to one company. Okay. That may be, I don't know what your arrangement is, but that may be what you are for Altenew. You only work for Altenew. Right? Like,
Yeah.
let's just say, I don't know if you do or you don't, but we're going to use you as an example.
Okay.
So you
I'm the
only
guinea
work.
pig.
Yeah. You only work for Altenew. I work for myself.
Yeah.
My business is Kelly Taylor Cards. So that gives me the opportunity to work with wonderful people at Altenew. And it gives me the opportunity to work with wonderful people at other companies.
Yep.
And because I have that versatility, it is still fun for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm still choosing what I'm working with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And I mean, and for folks that don't know, you're designing, you're illustrating a lot as well.
Yes,
So,
yes, I am
you know,
illustrating as well.
that's very cool too. We had a
It's
question, which
crazy.
I think is fitting. Keisha was like right on the money on this because you were talking about your love of flowers. What is your favorite flower, Mrs. Taylor?
What is my favorite flower?
Yeah.
My favorite flower is, I'm gonna say calla lilies. They're a swamp flower, but they're
Yeah.
stunning.
Yes.
But a close second is a yellow rose.
That's beautiful. I got asked that question this weekend and I'm like, I don't know, but all the time when I see stamp sets and there's a peony, I'm there. So I'm like, it's got to be peonies because that's what I always pick. I always like tend to grab the peonies. So I think
I
it's a
do
peony.
also love a peony.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I don't know that there's a flower that I don't like.
They're
Like,
all beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, they're all, but in different ways. But I do love I do love a peony. But yeah, I've loved yellow roses pretty much my whole, like calla lilies. I carried in my wedding
Okay.
bouquet both times. I've been married twice. I'm married twice. And so like but I do love, and like when I was younger, you know how like you have like little high school boyfriends and stuff. I love yellow roses, and they'd be like, well, yellow, like they would, when they'd go to order them, the florist would be like, well, yellow signifies friendship, not, it's not romantic. And they would be like, she wants yellow. That's what I'm buying. And I don't even really like yellow in any other, like,
Context.
no, I don't wear it. I'm too, like, I'm too pale
Yep.
for it.
Yep.
It doesn't look good on me. But I do love a yellow rose. I think they're beautiful.
I carried white roses. It was just a full bouquet of white roses. I think it had one red rose in the center, but it was just a big
Oh,
bouquet of
pretty.
white. Yeah, it was, yeah. I love a white rose.
Yeah,
That's my,
when
if I'm
Eric and I
buying
got
flowers,
married, our colors were navy and coral. So
pretty.
I carried white calla lilies, white roses, and coral roses with
Oh,
delphinium.
oh
As
wow.
if I would have a day where blue was not included in my day.
I'm with you.
And then do you know what happened to me? This is so, I was so offended. So offended. I was so offended. I wanted color in my dress. Okay. In my wedding dress, I wanted color. But it's really hard to find. Like, I didn't want my wedding dress to be a color. I just
Yeah.
wanted color included in my
Touch.
dress. Yes. So what I did was I found a dress that I really loved. And then I went to my tailor, who I'm one of 3 girls. All of us have used the same tailor for our weddings. We're intimately familiar with her. And I was like, I want to put navy in my dress. So I had a A-line so that, it sits right under your bust. I had an
Yeah.
A-line dress, and she attached a navy blue ribbon underneath that worked its way into my bustle, was a bow in the back, and then trailed down the back of my dress,
Oh, pretty.
which I loved. Okay. My husband is a police officer. Somebody at my own wedding was like, oh, I love that you incorporated the thin blue line.
You're
Madam,
like, no, no,
madam,
no, no, no.
no, this had nothing to do with it.
It's all
Nothing.
about me.
I was like, no, no, no. Our colors are navy and coral. Our wedding colors. No.
I feel it's
Yeah.
important,
But
it's
anyway,
all
I
about
love my
me.
dress. It was beautiful.
Now, speaking of colors, we have
Yes,
some new ones sneaking their way onto the scene in this kit.
you do.
What are you loving?
So it's so funny that we're talking about blues and yellows because that's kind of what we got going on. But I'm going to tell you, this is the winner for me.
Yeah. And that is the Teal Tempest, correct?
This is the Blue Horizon.
Oh, Blue Horizon. Okay. I'm glad I asked because I'm looking and it was backwards. It was a guess.
This is the Blue Horizon. It's like a sky blue. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like blue is a neutral. I don't care what you say.
It
Blue
has
is
to
a
be.
neutral.
I think so too.
And then if
Yeah.
you like stop. Okay, wait, here. Like, could we not make a beautiful card out of these color combinations?
Now, what colors do you have in your hand at the moment for folks at
This
home? So they can
is
see on
Blue
the screen?
Horizon Lemonade Stand and Honeydew Glow.
Ooh, I love that honeydew glow. The
But
glow.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Absolutely
pretty
stunning.
combination right there.
So do you think we'll see that in because you're in the percolating phase. You're in the
I am in
percolating.
the percolating phase.
So, is this a percolation that you're putting like to the top, like as a color combo?
I don't know. I like that one, but I do like that teal color. You're right.
That is
That's a
it.
pretty color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second I saw that, I'm like, Jennifer McGuire. Because anything
Oh
teal
yeah, Jen will
or
use that for
Jennifer
sure.
McGuire.
Yeah. Yeah. That's no doubt. Jen will use that for sure.
Now, what else did you see in the kit that you were like, whoa, this is loving that you have so far?
So obviously, like I love the florals. Okay. These big, and they're big. Yes. Yes. I love a big flower.
Yeah.
Because they're easier to color. So when you're teaching people, like I think sometimes people are like, oh, that's too big to tackle. No, ma'am, no, sir. A bigger floral will make it easier for you to practice your color blends.
Yeah.
And nobody says you have to color this whole thing. Like you can just stamp it in the corner and color part of it. But these are great. I love these. But the sleeper that I actually am super excited about, and I don't know because I'm percolating, remember?
Did you see Crystal's comment? Crystal said
Yeah.
Kelly will percolate till the day before.
Yeah, Crystal, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Do we know each other, Crystal?
Must be longtime follower.
The sleeper that I'm actually super excited about is this castle thing.
Yes.
What are we calling this?
That is Castle
Window.
Castle Window.
The Enchanted Castle Window. Because I just told you, I love a scene.
Yeah. And
this
is it.
Look at it.
Done. So, yeah.
I love it.
Because when I was blending, I'm like, oh my gosh, you could open the windows and put something in. Like so many ideas where I always think I'm going to go for the florals. Like I always think I'm going to rip the florals out. And no. That
was like the cozy comfort one. I was like, these mountains. That's what I was drawing. Like I had no idea. Like that's what I was gonna be super excited about, but it was. So I'm excited about this little castle. I'm gonna have to see.
That is super exciting. What about the extras that are included? Is there anything in the extras that you're like, whoa, I can't believe this is in here?
The glitter paper.
Oh yeah.
I love the glitter paper. And the brush gold, is that what it is?
Yes.
Help me, Bridget.
Yep.
Brush
you got it. You're right on.
That's great. I use that all the time. Like it's just a good one. And you guys are one of the only ones. It's not in this kit. Just shameless plug for Altenew. They're one of the only ones that has like a rose gold.
Yeah, we do have the brush rose.
You have a matching embossing powder.
We do, yes, and it's stunning. It's stunning, and we also have a peony gold, which isn't really a rose gold in a hot foil, which isn't really a rose gold, but it's like in the neighborhood. It's a really pretty.
Oh, I have not tried it.
It's really pretty. Like I consider it like a rose gold neighborhood. Like it's near them. It's not in the neighborhood. It's adjacent, but it's really, really a gorgeous
neighborhood adjacent. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always do like for the cozy comfort one. I think we had the reds. I think was the glitter pack we
Yeah,
had.
those were gorgeous.
But I just love anything that is shiny and sparkly. Like, I'm not going to turn it down.
That's why I say I'm a mermaid, because anything shiny or sparkly, I'm in. Like I'm in. Just count me in.
Right?
And the background, as you guys may guess, if you've been with retreats and done interviews with us before, the background is something in your kit. So the stencil, the flower bed stencil, will create what you're seeing in the background there.
Oh, yeah. Down at the bottom.
Another little sneak peek. So we are
Nice.
located, somebody asked if we're located in Syracuse. We are located in Syracuse, New York for our warehouse. We do not at this time have a storefront or ability to pick up orders there, but just for that. And then will these be released after the class? I don't know. I don't know. They may not. So they are at this time exclusive to the retreat. So so when you get the retreat kit, that's the only way you can get those at this time. So there's that one. And I love that there are blending brushes as well. And
Yeah.
just, I mean, it's really a well-rounded, you can just grab this for your day, mostly besides like cardstock. And the instructors are good about trying to stay to the kit as a whole, because there's so much in there with the inks and the others. It's always, always good.
Yeah. And if I'm adding anything, usually it's like something that would go with, so like the brushed gold cardstock. So maybe I might want to stamp my sentiment in the antique gold pigment ink and use the gold, the gold and the matching embossing powder. Like if I add anything, it's just things like that. It's not, it's stuff that's going to be complementary to the kit. We try to keep it, but I like to emboss. So
I do. I love the embossing. It just, to me, it takes it up a level. Even if you're doing, like you talked about, just stamping an image on sentiment, done, like quick sympathy card. It makes it, I don't know another word besides classy, but it just makes it so classy, that shiny
yeah,
embossing powder on there. And I think folks that don't craft just see it as such an elegant touch and like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And you're like, oh, it took me
right.
hours. Took me hours.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can you go back months later and buy the classes and watch the replays? No. At this point, you would buy the retreat before, and then you can have the replays forever. But we're not currently selling back retreats at this time. So no, you would not at this time. Let me see. I know a lot of people would want to drive over. Oh, and Charlotte says Kelly is matchy matchy.
Charlotte, you know me.
And yes,
I am matchy matchy. I
we
don't like when things don't match.
it's hard. It's hard when it doesn't match. Yeah. I think I'm team matchy matchy too. I like team matchy matchy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you can make, my problem is like if I make here, wait. I'll show you. Hold on. It's just because they're laying here. Hold on.
Charlotte said, yes, girl.
What did I do with them? I just
So while Kelly's looking, do not forget to use Garden Kelly today for a special discount for coming and enjoying a chat and getting to know Kelly a little bit better today.
Oh. Pardon my reach.
No worries at all.
Okay, so here, this is what I mean when I talk about matchy. Okay, remember we talked about the acrylic markers. Okay, card number 1 in the video for the acrylic markers. Okay, card number 2.
Oh, gorgeous.
Okay, so are we seeing a theme? Purple, green, yellow. So then when I did this one, and this butterfly could be any color that he wanted.
Yeah.
Or she wanted. But do you see the color of the wings?
Purple.
It's like a corally color into purple because I have to match. Because I'm going to photograph them together.
I think too, I think that we get stuck in zones, I'll say, where we have that same color combos, families like live with us. Like we just can't not grab them.
Yeah.
Like I dried petals right now in Forest Trail. If somebody took them away from me, I don't know what I'd do. Like I am
Oh,
obsessed
for
with them.
years and years and years, I lived in a yellow, green, pink. Everything I made was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm not really sure about this. Well, let's try some pink and let's throw in some yellow." And then before I know it, I was yellow, green, pink again.
And you
You
rotate
just
that.
gotta go with you just gotta go with it.
I think sometimes you have to let the flow go, meaning you just have to
Yeah.
follow it. Just whatever you're feeling, it's good. Just go with it. Don't fight the because I'm like, people are probably tired of seeing this, but just don't fight the flow. Just go with the flow.
Well,
Enjoy.
I think that
Enjoy.
is what it comes down to is like we are constantly trying to like push ourselves and do something different.
Yeah.
And like even like naming like my YouTube type like videos, I'm like, what is the lesson? And like sometimes honest to God, there are some times where I'm like, I'm just gonna type the title. I just made a pretty card. That's it.
Well,
I
we
don't
can't wait to see what you name your class now. I just made a
yeah,
pretty class.
maybe it's I just made a pretty
We may have helped Kelly today name her class. I just made a pretty class.
could be it. Because sometimes I'm like, there's no underlying it's just pretty, man.
And your brain just is done. It's just done. It has no
Yeah,
words. It has
exactly.
no words. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And guys out there, again, do not forget to use Garden Kelly for an additional discount. We want you to save as much as you can to join us for this amazing event with our 6 amazing instructors. And Kelly, thank you for being the first interview right out of the gate. So
You're welcome. I just want to say before I go, since I am the first one, there's going to be a video coming up in the next few weeks from another instructor from Dawn Woolslagel, who's one of the instructors, and she is my best friend. And she's going to be terribly nervous, so be kind to her. She's wonderful and talented. You're going to learn so much from her. But
oh, for the interview, you mean she's going to be nervous?
yes,
Okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
yes. But she's amazing. She's so good. And this is her first Altenew retreat that she's teaching.
Yes, yes.
So
Very
very
exciting.
excited for her.
And so we'll get to see Kelly again in the comments that day, I'm guessing. Kelly will be with
Oh,
us that day again.
I gotta support my girl.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you everyone for joining us. We love to share opportunities for you to get to interact with the instructors as much as possible because just like you guys, we watch them too. We all watch these videos and we love to interact with our amazing instructors as well and get to know them a little bit better. So I will be back tomorrow. I am with the amazing Carissa Wiley tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. And then Wednesday, we have the amazing, the one, the only JC Gaspar. So very, very exciting week. Kelly and Carissa and JC this week. Very exciting to have everyone here and start thinking about this, guys. It may seem so far away right now, but it'll be here before you know it. And Kelly will be giving us beautiful snippets along the way and inspiring us with her amazing creativity and projects. So thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us and sharing a little bit more.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always wonderful to visit with everybody and Bridget, you as well. So thank you very much. I look forward to class and being able to make with you guys.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you from all of us at Altenew for allowing us to help you craft your life. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye, everyone.